most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Welcome to another episode of Roustabout. On the show today, Zach Gallmann. I said it right. I do that very... I'm really bad with last names. A lot of my friends have very, quote, foreign names. And I don't know if you've looked at any Scandinavian names or even especially Russian. The letters do not line up.
Oh yeah. It's spent 3 weeks in Lithuania with the Zadrunas Savickas.
You spent 3 weeks?
In Lithuania with Zadrunas Savickas. He's the world's strongest man guy. And the actual way you pronounce his name is Zadrunas Savickas.
Yes.
And it's just weird because it doesn't look like that at all. But, you know, we're Americans, so whatever.
Yeah, I literally have to take a pencil and draw lines through the name and then spread them apart and try and sound them out. But it even makes it worse and worse.
Yeah.
The more you try and complicate it, the farther off you are from the pronunciation. And usually with Gallmann is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier, Swiss.
Yeah, Swiss and Austrian is the main where that came from.
Altitude Festival in Switzerland and France. There's a comedy festival, which I haven't done. I did one of the earlier ones, a few of them, where you fly in. This is when I lived in London. You fly into France, and then you go through all the way through the French Alps. And during the day, you snowboard or ski on any of the mountain with the passes and equipment that the promoters supplied, with a beautiful chalet and these fucking breakfast in the morning, and oh man. And then you go and do the show at night for all the skiers and snowboarders, and then the next day you get in a bus and they take you to another resort. You snowboard all day, you do the shows at night. It was fucking great. I didn't make it to the Geiger Museum. Did you know H.R. Geiger? Alien. Prometheus.
Okay,
Yeah. Shout out to my buddy Big Robbie, who was the big giant guy in Prometheus.
Okay.
Filmed in Iceland, by the way.
Yeah, Iceland's beautiful.
Yeah, well that's, I know you're talking about Finland, but why not, hey, I got an idea. We're going to talk a little shop.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So June next year, I'm doing the Reykjavik Comedy Fringe Festival in Iceland. Strongman turned stand-up comedian doing a one-man show in Reykjavik in front of a bunch of Icelandic monsters. That would be fun, right?
Great. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Because you get to talk a little bit about your current life and your past life in kind of long-form storytelling. You're not kind of really subjected to those punchlines that you have to deliver every time in a comedy club. You could tell a 10-minute story about a hilarious gym antidote, or what actually people have to go through. But what is in Iceland particularly, because you see it in Norway, there's not a lot of Swedish strongmen, are there? It's mostly Norwegian, Icelandic, Baltic.
Sweden has a history of it. Magnus Samuelsson. But yeah, Iceland, I think it's just because it's a small island full of Vikings that they just kind of all bred to be these giant human beings. Same with Norway and Holland.
Yeah, it's weird, the Dutch, man.
Yeah.
I really thought them as more hobbitish type folks, but they are fucking giant.
Yeah.
I think average height is like 6'2" or something like that. If you had to put a pin on anywhere in the, if you were gonna breed with somebody, where would it be?
Yeah, probably Norway or Iceland.
Ooh,
I remember when
that's cold.
I went to Iceland. I went to the hot springs. And there was this like 6'3" redhead.
the Blue Lagoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I fell in love with her immediately. It was just
Yeah, and it's weird because there's no blemishes.
No.
The skin and the hair, everything's fresh and clean.
yeah, they're just out in nature all the time. Like even the cities are just beautiful.
Yeah, it's I had done I've only been to Iceland once, and we went to all the geysers and the
Yeah.
hot springs and stuff, but that Blue Lagoon is out near the airport, and they take you there on your way out before you go to the airport. It's what a way to leave another I kind of feel like Rick and Morty when you're there.
Oh yeah.
Like it's another moon altogether.
That's what surprised me is it's just it looks like Mars when you're driving out to
Yeah.
the lagoon. It's just volcanic rock everywhere. And I don't know if they still do it, but I know when I was there, if you flew an Iceland Air to Europe, you could extend your stay up to 2 weeks for free completely. So
How great is that to stimulate tourism? And that airport is I've had a lot of probably a half a dozen stopovers before I actually exited the airport.
oh yeah.
It's very small and clean. It looks like a Genius bar at the Apple Store.
Oh yeah. But, they have so many good food, like so much good food too. That's what I love about the foreign airports. Like in Norway, their sandwiches are the shit.
Yeah, you know what I get is the shrimp salad
yeah.
on the flatbread with the hard-boiled egg and the dill and a squeeze of lemon and the mayonnaise and the shrimp. It doesn't look like, first of all, seafood in the morning, I've never ever looked for it. But that little tasty Swedish Scandinavian snack, and I think there is some subtleties. I got Swedes and Norwegian people screaming right now, going, we make a different one. They always try and separate themselves.
Yeah.
They can half understand each other. But I do enjoy it when they start to try and speak. Swedes start to talk to Norwegians, and the region is not lined up enough that they can understand each other, so they switch to English. And then their English is bad, and they're embarrassed, and I make fun of them. And then
That's what I noticed.
They
in
get
Finland.
drunk.
Is fucking. You see the signs are English, Finnish, and Swedish. You can understand the Swedish ones. The Finnish ones are fucking way off in left field, but
yeah,
the Swedish ones, I was like, oh, I get it.
yeah. Because you can tell what words have been used to their language over the last 100 years. Yeah, this is a one-man camera crew. But yeah, you probably picked up on this just from looking at the language too, is when you listen to them, you can, over time, you kind of get an ear for the English words that are kind of Swedished up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I know what they're talking about. Me again.
Yep.
And how much I smell like piss. And why is he always naked in public?
I actually spent a good 6-7 months trying to learn Norwegian because she will not be named was the reason I moved out here. We were ex whatever bullshit.
So you didn't come out here for comedy? You came out here on the back of a relationship?
Well, I came out here for comedy, but that was kind of the thing that prompted me to get, grow a set of balls and fucking actually do it.
Okay, so you were like, it's right at my front door. This is the best opportunity.
Yep.
It's literally beckoning me.
Exactly.
I got no excuses. Started comedy during COVID, or?
Like right after. We broke up. I did 3 or 4 mics and hopped down in my car and a bag of clothes and drove down here. Lived in my car for like 2 to 3 months. Been doing comedy since. So
You've probably done, what, 150 shows?
150 shows. Mics, probably not shows though.
Okay, yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
You've been on
yeah.
stage about 150 times.
Probably, yeah. If not, I try to do about 6 to 7 mics a week.
6 or 7 mics a week. Like, I always tell these guys, I'm like, look, I can explain structure and comedy, but realistically, 3 times a week minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. If you can get 15 spots a week, take them.
That's the crazy thing about down here is like I do do 6 to 7, and I still feel like a piece of shit because
6 to 7 still, but because you know it's all reps.
Yeah, 100%.
It's stretch, curl, stretch, curl. I always use the horseshoe analogy of just heating up the metal, hammer it into shape, throw it in the bucket. You're just making horseshoes all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to get a bucket of horseshoes because you got to take those things to market. This is the old bucket of ha-has. And there's no cheat codes or anything. And you've probably seen this. I don't know if you apply any of your your lifestyle to the discipline of comedy, but there's no way around the stage time. And anybody who's avoiding it as for 5 years and under comic, you're a fool. There's guys still waiting for the venues to let them in without masks at full capacity of places, and I tell them there's like, is there 50 or 100 open mics in Austin?
God, every week there's probably 3 to 4 each night, so what's that, 4 times? There's probably 30 to 40 mics every week.
30 to 40 mics every week. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, if you're actually trying to get good at comedy as a newbie, there's really nowhere else on the planet. This is, this Hollywood transplant situation that you've seen with Death Squad and the Kill Tony show and Brian and all that. Did you have any idea that all this was coming to town? You clearly are following comedy to a certain degree before you start doing it.
Yeah, I've been I've wanted to be a comic my entire life.
Yeah.
I just never really knew how and never had the balls to do it. And then, a lot of people came here for Rogan, I think. And I actually, Kill Tony coming
You
down here
look
was
like the guy who would have, but has not
What's that?
come for Rogan. Yeah. All the slobs think Rogan's going to give them abs and vitamin supplements and make them rich and famous. You guys are screwed.
Yeah, it's one of those things I never expected, like, hey, I'm going to wind up hanging out with Rogan. But I was like, I could get on Kill Tony.
Fucking right,
So
you can.
I've been up 3 times. Enjoyed each time, did well. And that kind of spurred me just to want to do it more. I think it was in the first 2 or 3 months here I was up.
Yeah, well, from the Kill Tonys, not only just watching, which is highly entertaining, and it's literally a crash course on show business.
Yeah.
And what to do and what not to do, because everyone going on that stage, they have a utopia on how it's going to go, and I know that you've frequented enough to see it all. Dude, when it crumbles, like we're already giggling. There's some some life-ending experiences on that show.
And like Tony lays it out every week. He says, just answer the fucking questions.
Yeah.
And everybody tries to be a comedian when they're doing an interview, and it's like, just answer. You'll be all right.
You know how many people have no idea of the dynamic of that? See, me and Jared have been over this. We've watched it. I've been grilling him like some sort of crazy football documentary. Like, I was going to say Basketball Diaries, but wasn't that where those kids were on heroin that had the blow guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, right?
Sucking dick in the
subway. No, I don't want Jared to do that movie. Any of those athletic programs, someone's smoking Cannon. Yeah, I was a little nervous about what the marijuana
laws down here.
Not necessarily the laws, but how Texas was going to be, even though Austin seems to be more of a farmer's market.
Yeah, I moved down here. I was like, fuck, where am I going to find weed? I think within the first week I had 5 plugs. I was like, oh, all right.
Most of it's trash.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, though? I got spoiled in California. You're down there with fucking guys that host their own dope shows. You know what I mean? So by association, you don't have a choice but to smoke the gold shit. And then you go anywhere else and it's like cedar shingles and a rolled up napkin. This is the best shit we got. Yeah, well, there's blood in my urine from smoking this.
So every year I work at World's Strongest Man.
You work at World's Strongest Man?
Yeah, I do the equipment crew. So basically, we build, fabricate stuff. We do all the setups. So if you watch World's Strongest Man, I'm in a lot of
Fabricate
shops.
though, like you're actually making hardware,
Yeah.
welding, cutting steel.
Yeah. So if
Really?
you watch this year's, they're doing a stone over, like the.
Oh, so you guys are designing the equipment for
Yeah.
the events and installing it all. That's fucking cool.
Some
because
of
you get
it.
to be
Some of it
creative.
comes prefabbed,
Yeah,
but
because there's specs to staple events, like
Yeah.
the cannonball on top of the barrel.
yep. Yeah. So those, I
I
mean,
don't like that one, by the way. The toes,
stones.
my toes, just kind of just go. You're gonna fuck it and take your foot and flatten out your duck foot with a 75-pound stone.
honestly, that's usually the least of your worries with those. A lot of times, what happens is guys will like shift to one side and then blow out their knee or something. But so I was out in Sacramento for World's Strongest Man, and last year I got one of the guys from, we'll just say Eastern Europe, high as shit. So this year he went out to a dispensary. He goes, "Hey, come smoke with me?" I was like, "All right, fuck yeah." I've never been more high in my life. This thing had I don't think he knew what he was buying. This thing had crystals, fucking keef.
Yeah, rolled, and no, because it feels dense. Like some of the joints you pick up, and it feels like a piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's got there's 4 grams of hash in it. It looks like a candle.
I went to my room, sat in my shower, and just stared at the wall for 45 minutes.
I
love
was
it.
staring at the wall for 45 minutes. Austin, you moved from
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Isn't Red Band from Columbus?
Yeah, him. He's from, I think, a suburb, and then
What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 2001, but I grew up in New Jersey.
Ooh, 2001.
Yeah.
That was a good year for me.
Was it?
Yeah, a lot of cool things happened. It was the beginning of the end of my career in Canada, but I had really just got to a level of proving everybody wrong, and there was nowhere else to go. I kind of swam to the top of the water, and what do you call it when you break the water and you, like a submarine?
Crest? I don't know.
You get the bends from going up from the water too much. I smoked earlier, by the way.
I should have. No, I would have fucking been.
The hyperbaric-y thing, the bends, you get the bends.
bends,
Yeah, I surfaced so much I had the bends when I got to the top because I had all those bubbles in my blood. I just didn't care. And when I crested to the top of the water, it started to implode on itself. But I remember 2001 distinctly. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. I graduated high school. I went to the Army when I was 17. I left August 24th, 2001, and 9/11 happened 3 weeks later. So that was my fun time.
Did they? You're clearly on standby. Like, did they? Is there a phone call saying we know you're out,
No,
but you might be back in?
So I signed. I did 4 years active, 1 year National Guard, and then what they do is they have like 3 years or whatever your contract is, they can call you back. But I was done in like 2009.
A lot of ex-military guys doing comedy here. And when I say a lot, there's probably about 4 or 5 of you guys. Yeah. I don't. And you know what? None of you guys are loudmouths.
Nah.
I never hear you blah blah blah. You're all pretty quiet. It's hard to even know who's in comedy. Yeah, it's a really different thing. Like I was telling Ben Horn, you guys have already done all the heavy lifting in your life.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like really. I see you, you get it. He doesn't seem to grasp it at this point, but you will, motherfucker. You will. That's way more difficult. And if you put that in a place that you're like go, Ben, none of these guys could even do anything that you've done in your military career. So what are you crying about? You know what I mean? Except that repetition is the rest of your life, but there's no reason to be bummed. This is a good time.
Yeah.
No one cares about you guys. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking perfect. Just give me some elbow room that I can carry this as far as I can. Because if I get ushered up through some sort of political bullshit, Jared needs the boost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy's a booster guy. No one goes, how come that guy? If he wasn't delivering, you go back to the bus, but he delivers. So, but, yeah, I don't understand. I look at a lot of military strategies and the discipline of it to do comedy. And, I look at it as you're really at war with yourself now.
100%.
You know what I mean? You got to be the worst drill sergeant. You have to be the most self-abusive person.
That's why I love comedy, because Army, then strongman for 15 years, where I made it to a pretty high level, and now I suck at something again. And I enjoy.
But it's your boat.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
Exactly. It's all me.
It's all fucking you. There's something about getting in a boat and rowing by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there some sort of caveman thing of like, all right, here we go, adventure.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna kill me. I've been shot at before. I've been screamed at. I've been tired. I've been hungry. My bones have been broken, battered and bruised. Fucking weather, cold temperatures, hot temperatures, stress, under a huge 24/7. You can't even sleep through the night because you might get kicked into active duty like a fucking fireman. So now you got this thing going on. Do you see any of the comment? It's all they did so much bad cocaine here that their handshakes like they did 3 tours. So why not just do the tours and someone will actually put your name on the board, opposed to going, that open micer died.
I like doing things that scare the shit out of me. Even with lifting, if I'm going for a max effort or something, and it doesn't scare me, it's not heavy enough, And so you gotta do shit that challenges you. It's comedy, just the physicality of getting out there every fucking night is tiring as shit.
Yeah.
And then just being up and alone with your thoughts and trying to defend them in front of a fucking audience is scary as fuck.
Yeah, and building that boat, and people get in, you collaborate with other creative people, business types and stuff, but if you're constantly on the dock trying to wave somebody over so you can hop in the boat, you're gonna fucking starve to death on vacation.
Yeah. Well, and even too, like when you do get input from other people, it's like, I like that, but it's not how I want to present it. So you might get help from people, but it's still at the end of the day, you got to make that decision whether or not you actually want to say that. So.
And sometimes the acknowledgement from somebody that a credible person in the entertainment industry is just enough to keep you going. Anyway, somebody throwing you a bone like, hey, my opener didn't show up, can you introduce Bill Burr? And you're like, wow, I've only got really good 5 minutes. Perfect. Right?
Yeah. It's nice when you get that DM and somebody's just like, hey, I want you on the show here.
Yeah.
All right, maybe this is actually working. I think I've made more money in comedy than I have in strongman already, so.
Yeah, especially, it's not cheap there's a lot of groceries involved.
Yeah.
A lot of food. No, this is after any kind of athletic and military training. The comedy thing is like, I just have to show some discipline to have the repetition to make this thing work. It's like a sniper. You're just shooting targets, you know what I mean? The wind's going to change direction no matter what.
Yep.
You need to make the compensation on the sights and get your shot right, make sure it hits in the mark, and then reload.
Yeah,
I want to be a sniper is what I'm getting at.
Have you got shooting out here yet?
No.
Oh, dude, it's the place to do it.
I know it is. This is something I'm going to do around Christmas, I think.
Just go around.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a gun. I think maybe in February.
You just gotta dive right in, get some, fully automatic, like a 50 cal.
Yeah, it's packing it. Now I gotta find storage for these things. I got a couple of guitars that I'm like, now I gotta store these things. But a handgun, for sure.
Yeah.
If I get in more of a situation where I actually can have a locked compartment bolted to the floor of my house, because I get a lot of weirdos around.
It's awesome, they're everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos. Had some stalkers, some psychos, death threats. I had a kid say he was going to shoot me in the face at my show, and he'd been sending me messages for 2-3 years, from praising me to threatening my life. Clearly a schizophrenic kid. And
I jerk off to your videos too.
he did send me some nude photos of himself, which I didn't appreciate, because I was trying to be sympathetic to his mental health issue.
Yeah.
But when it became like threatening and stuff, I wasn't even replying anyway, but I had to take some of it seriously when he said where he was going to do it and how he was going to do it. Long story short, he shows up at my show. We identified him by his name, because in his Hotmail address it said his first and last name. Googled it. Turns out he goes to high school in my hometown, and I'm about to perform there in about a month, and now he's sent me letters of death. And my friend, as I'm telling him the story in the kitchen, explained to him, I think that kid sitting up there with the duffel bag is the guy. And he shits. He goes, I'm calling the cops. I go, don't you fucking call the cops. He goes, I'm calling. I'm like, fuck, man. This is before the show, man. I just want to get this done. He doesn't got a gun. Let's get it over with. Cops come. I'm walking up the stairs to go have a cigarette, and the cops do this. Like, I'm dressed kind of like this, and they get ready to tackle me, take me down, right? And my friend goes, no, not him. He's over there. We go, the cops, 4 cops, go over to him, open his bag, some papers, and a mason jar with a dead rat in it, a big black rat. I thought it was a cat or something, but it was a rodent. And might have been a squirrel even, I don't know. It was thick and black rat juice in the jar. And they go, we just found a dead rat. Oh, so he's just a fan then. Not a gun. And they pulled him aside and wanted me to talk to him. Like, there's nothing to say. They were to say in front of me and him that he was not to contact me anymore, which lasted about a year. And then he started, and it never happened again. But it was a weird time.
Yeah, it's got to be. I haven't had any death threats or anything crazy yet, so I'm sure it's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
Put you off on here.
I attract a certain demographic of nihilistic characters. Look at how nice it is here. This is fucking gorgeous. Unfortunately, unswimmable. So I guess between this dam over here and the Bat Bridge, those 2 barriers in between that has some sort of parasitic from the
is this the Bat Bridge?
Bat Bridge is way down, close to the university, I think. Zilker Park, you ever
Yeah, I've
brought
been to
up
Zilker
there?
a few times.
It's like an ass festival up there.
Oh yeah, it's fucking. That is one beautiful thing about Austin.
Oh.
It's just
Another reminder, buy condoms.
yeah.
Screaming children. You have kids?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Woo!
But,
You're now 31?
I'll be 39 next month.
Nice.
August. So
That's cool.
yeah, I guess nowadays you kind of got to use condoms again. It sucks. We got to the AIDS epidemic, and it's like, whatever.
Well, it's like so many of my friends are getting taken out by babies. It's like the obituaries when I see them hold their infants. It's like, fuck, you hear what happened to To Larry? What? Fucking baby. Oh no, where? Oh my God, he would drink so much with Larry.
That's how I always felt about my friends getting married, and now I'm the only one in my friend group that's not. Now I'm like turning into the guy that their wives don't want around, you know?
I was just about to bring that up. I usually wait for their kids to turn 5, and then I start reaching out to my pals again. But more times than not, the wife, fuck no, in the background, Rouse is in town. No! Fuck that guy. You've got a family. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But most of them are on their 3rd pig by now. 2nd hog. 5th marriage. What a fucking mess. You losers. Get rid of them. Come on the road with me. Live on pizza.
Yeah, family only lasts so long. Comedy lasts forever.
Oh yeah, it's gross. It's so gross, the babies. Good men taken out by a placenta bag. What a bunch of pigs.
Just so they could bust a load inside her.
Yeah, would you want to be loved?
Shit.
It's funny, there's a guy with a baby stroller with 2 young infants in it. And the one little girl looked up looking like this, like, hey, we're trying to live over here. You don't have to be so aggro on ending childhood.
So wait, you can't swim in here, but you can fish it?
Yeah, apparently. I've seen some decent sized largemouth bass in this area here. Now, I don't know what.
I assume you can't eat them.
Look, Lake Ontario is the largest freshwater lake in the world, I think. And it's so poisonous. You get so sick from the water, yet people are eating smelts, the little sardines. Buckets of them out of there. So I don't know what that mercury levels are like, but I think this is more of a, like I say, a parasite from the bad shit. Where I'm from, it's the steel mills that have been pouring. Holy shit! Just crimes against humanity, just forever. And it makes me angry when I see the photos of that same body of water in the 30s and stuff. And it's just beautiful. People are splashing around in it now. But this place is pretty tidy, right? Like, I don't know what your home life was like as far as the landscape, but this is a pretty broad, with this Colorado River, the city.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
Downtown is terrifying. This is so tranquil, it's wild.
Yeah, once you get outside of downtown, Austin's gorgeous. I mean, downtown's fucking shit show, but
yeah.
Where I'm from, New Jersey, it's all woods, hiking, shit like that. So
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea, like deer and shit.
Oh yeah, we have bears are like squirrels around me. They're fucking everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Is it brown bears?
It's mostly black bears.
Black bears. So this brown bears are the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more out west and up north.
I went down a wolf rabbit hole. I follow a couple of them. I was toying with the idea of getting some sort of wolf.
Getting a wolf?
I was thinking about getting a wolf or a raven. But I'd walk around, I'd call myself Edgar Allan Poe. And I do all Edgar Allan Poe poems, but all done like as G.G. Allen. Right?
I like it.
I think it'd be fun.
That.
Edgar Allan Poe with his raven. And he's always got brown mud on his feet. And there's just bird shit about a foot thick down the back of my jacket. I come out like Mark Twain.
Pretty sure there's 1 or 2 of those guys on 6th Street already. Oh, I just spit on myself. I noticed that one dude who just walks around like a 7-foot fucking python on 6th Street all the time. And
these assholes and their reptiles, because they're not like, these guys didn't go through a series of university checks for handling reptiles.
No.
This is some guy that sold coke, okay? And some junkie comes in there and goes, I got a snake, do you want to trade? He goes like, hell yeah. Because I'm going to be the snake guy this summer and walk around. It's not like they got the teeth out of the snake.
No.
It's still teethy.
Yeah, they probably bought it at 6 feet and it grew to 7. And now they're like, yeah.
And the guy's been feeding it like Doritos and Jolt Cola and stuff. Yeah. bars.
John June Tuesday. I don't know. I think it's Spanish.
That's hilarious. Some guy rental bike. Community garden. I plant some marijuana plants in there. What are you kids into? Oh, they pulled down this wall here.
Yeah, I do. There's a lot of nice. I found the older I get, the more I'm getting into like plants and shit.
Well, you see the value of nature. You know, when your porthole is the fucking screen of your phone, man, you lose a bit of yourself. And you know, it sounds cliche, these old wives' tales and shit, but they're around for a reason. You know, stop and smell the roses, you know, is a good metaphor for life. Stopping, I think, is, you're not stopping, you're just kind of acknowledging and taking a beat to connect with nature. And this is where I get stung by a bee on the eyeball. Look at these things. Super cool. They look like like some hipster weed pipe. They turn anything
Chill 'em. Yeah.
into anything.
I got super excited when I found out I had a fig tree in my backyard.
Ooh,
I was fucking
fig tree.
weirding out.
What's the yield on that like? Like, do you get fruit from it every year?
It
was like
the
an
first
olive
year I
tree.
knew about it, and I mean they're growing, but it's just you got to get out there before the birds do. They'll fucking eat them real fast.
Those fucking crackles.
Yeah.
It's like a goddamn Hitchcock movie every time they show up. Why is everyone screaming at the same time? Fuck off! And then they walk around with their mouths open. Like this, look. And then beak. Because there's no lips, right? So now you're just dealing with this pointy thing that wants to be fed. It is not good. If I had one of those electric tennis rackets used to kill mosquitoes, crackles would be flying over onto the school roof like tennis balls. Burr! Burr!
Get one of those salt guns they use for shooting flies.
I don't think it's fair. I think a bow and arrow, I think it's inhumane to just salt gun a cluster of birds, but with an electric tennis racket, golf club.
Levels it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think now you're just an asshole. Opposed to like school shooter on holiday, you know what I mean? Practice makes perfect. Hi, Billy. Every time I can't stop but laugh. At the end of this wall, Brian Holtzman has a mural.
Does he?
Kinda. Goes by the name of Perez. So wait till you see this. No, at the very end, right where that arch is, look to your left. Looks exactly like Brian Holtzman. It's hilarious. Did you get a chance to see that?
Holtzman?
Yeah.
When he was down here? He was actually the first person that was, when I did Kill Tony, he was on stage. He was a guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you were at Antone's. You
No,
did
this
Antone's
was
one?
like, I think 2 or 3 weeks after he started going to Vulcan. It was my first month down here in July.
That's cool. He had some epic nights at that fucking place. Holy shit.
He's fucking hilarious. Just a great guy, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be back in the new year to do shows at least. There should be some.
I hope so. Was it you the other night saying he was traveling right now?
Yeah. Like he's got a a YouTube channel where he was in Asia or something too, and varies around. I think he's on a bit of a world tour as a tourist, not as a comedian. That's a lot of bicycle. Like just
Kind of defeats the entire purpose of a bicycle, doesn't it?
that's what I mean. It's like there's so much hardware and mechanics on that thing that you really just need a motorcycle license and get off the dirt
Like a
path.
fucking moped.
Yeah, if you can, first of all, here's my rule, is if you can go faster than I can run, then you shouldn't be on here.
No.
And if you can go faster than I run, if I can catch up to you and take you out, laws of the road.
I support that decision, that point of view.
What's the what's your strategy for the next year or so? Just hammer the spots down.
Hammer as much, keep building on what I got, and oh yeah, there he is.
Oh, Brian.
We'll hopefully start doing some casting calls and stuff like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's definitely which will pad out your idle hands.
Yeah.
Is going on like, and you've already been through the Kill Tony gauntlet enough to know that the wait, hurry up and wait situation.
Oh yeah.
You may as well have the opportunity to have a lottery situation. It's like you never laid awake wanting to do an instant coffee commercial, but now it's a 3-part series. They brought your character back. You know, you've seen the cream cheese girl and all these fucking things. Not to mention voice work. Sounds all great and everything. It's very hard and difficult to get in. You spend a lot of time, you know, you really got to show your face to these casting agents, and you got to be nice and show up on time and and there's a whole thing there. And as a comic, you're at risk of being fired because now you've been cast, and before the contract goes through, they do a background check on you, and you've got one joke that goes against any of their politics, and they're sorry, we'd love to have you, but we can't have you on this. There's so-and-so and so-and-so here, and they're suing us right now, and we can't fire them, so we can't hire you. I'm sorry. Those conversations are the worst.
Yeah, I feel probably my politics go against a lot of people that are casting things anyway. But
yeah, but that's your personal politics opposed to what people's on stage. Yeah. You know, a flippant heckler line could really blacklist you, and none of this applies to me, by the way. I'm saying this for you. I can't be hurt. I burned down everything very quickly.
You're rising from the ashes of this.
Yeah,
point.
because I was getting scolded all the time, so I said, fuck it. I'm not trying to put it out. We're gonna light it up.
Yeah.
And I'll burn my fires hotter than anybody. I am getting a gun. I can feel it. I'm sweating.
Just thinking about the future, like, maybe a gun's a good idea, actually.
Dude, I'm gonna carry one of the underarm ones.
Yeah.
I think that's the deal. And every time I start bombing, I'm just gonna lift my hand up to my head and have it showing. Any questions?
Laugh, motherfucker.
I was actually just gonna do my whole set with a knife in my hand. Or, you know what I mean? Like, anybody celebrating anything? Big. You seen the movie Cobra?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That guy's knife?
Yeah, that's a fucking. I wanted that knife since I was like 8.
Can I tell you a fun story about that knife?
Absolutely.
Wow. Rest in peace, amazing Jonathan. Do you know who the Amazing Jonathan is? Yeah. Well, when I was in Vegas, his wife was a friend of mine from Toronto, and when I was in Vegas, they invited me to stay at their house, and one night came in late, and I was pretty high and fucked up, and Jonathan steps up from in the darkness into the doorway and says, "Check out this knife." And it was the knife from the Cobra movie with the spikes on the front. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Yeah, it was wild. I love that movie. You'll get along with Earl Skakel. Do you know Earl Skakel?
I know the name.
Yeah. He's had a lot of those 80s movies guys, actors and stuff on his show. This lady's got 30 chihuahuas in a car. What do you think that smells like?
Not good.
There's literally 30 chihuahuas. That's wild. What'd you do if she just snapped her fingers and 60 little dogs came running after us? How hard could you get at least one over this fence with a boot?
Yeah, I think I'd start field goal kicking left and right.
We'd have to go back to the edge of the parking lot to get enough pitch. But yeah, we could totally beat up 50 dogs.
Chihuahuas. They're like the only dogs I really don't care for.
No, because they're unpredictable and they're assholes.
Yeah.
And they be your pal as soon as you got fucking bacon bits. Oh, I'm a sensitive little rodent. Dirt squirrels. I don't want a dog that I can pick up with one hand.
No, I like big dogs. I want a Great Dane or something like that.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just posted a picture. My buddy's got a Great Dane named Arnie after Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've seen that picture of my friend's asshole that I showed everybody, Boomer?
Oh yeah.
Boomer's got a Great Dane named Arnie. He just posted a picture of him. He's getting old.
Yeah.
And went from, he's a majestic, beautiful animal. He's still gorgeous, but he's got that Clint Eastwood in the face. You've probably done a bit of research on them, but these fuckers don't last that long. Oh.
That's what I was told too, but then I had some
12
friends
years?
that adopted like a 10-year-old one that was that shape of fucking, like
Really?
a puppy. Yeah.
It could be some mild breed mix that saved the hips or, whatever.
Could be. But they think they're like little lap dogs, because I like gazelle.
I'll show you some pictures later. He sits down on you like your lawn furniture.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well,
but his feet are so pointy and they stab you in the fucking balls when they get on the thing. He's 155 pounds.
Yeah. I fell in love with him. I was at a friend's down in Tennessee, and we just got really high, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit, laying on the couch, and her Great Dane just laid up next to me and became besties.
Yeah, they really kind of just slide in like, hey, do you want to hang out?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, I had some things to do, but you know what? Not anymore, pal. And then there he goes, oh, big catfish down there.
Oh yeah. Good eating.
That's a fat one. Oh. I'm gonna get 2 selfie sticks, one for the front spokes, one for the camera. It's just hot girls on paddle boats. Just doo-doo-doo. Yeah, you came out here with a lady, but how has it been out here for you, for girls? Hey, I'll tell you straight up right now, I haven't fucked anybody here.
I've had 2 since I've been here, and it's just one
Bad.
was I actually met at a Kiltony at the bar, and that was fun. But then, yeah, I don't know. It's just like I guess I'm just not into festivals and Burning Man enough to fuck any chicks out here.
I was trying to hold it, but yeah, it's total. They're all Burning Man girls.
Yeah, it's either Burning Man or do you have a boat? It's like, no, I'm a fucking broke ass comedian.
Yeah.
Actually, I was texting this girl the other day, and she's like, so what's your comedy about? Is it like existential, political? I'm like, I talk a lot about jerking off and cream pies, and we started getting into it, and she was just like, yeah, I miss cream pies. I was like, all right, this chick's cool.
Yeah, but who? Yeah. The existential stuff and that. Why would you start? Like, comedy's not based in existential. Like, no one looks up comedy and then follows it up with existential.
I don't know. I think she was just trying to sound smart.
Well, she sounds fat, and you can tell her that.
Nah, she was actually, we FaceTimed. She was fucking hot. And then
We'll see. You bring her around the barn.
But yeah, I don't know. Plus, like I said, I'm 39, and it's just I don't have the desire to go out to a bar till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wait till you turn 50. Yeah, you just become a little more, precious. Your time's a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more. As you get older, you just become more of what you don't want, and cut that stuff out.
Yeah, you grow boundaries, and you're just like, you're not fucking worth the time. So
COVID helped me even scale back even more.
yeah,
It was cool. I got to really take hard stock on a lot of things and whittle it all down to just a handful of things and people.
yeah. No, I think COVID was good for that. Just kind of start to realize who the fuck is actually worth it.
Yeah. And the women here aren't.
For the most, I won't say all of them.
Oh, I will.
I've met some good ones, but
Yeah, no, look at there's some cool chicks here. I thought I would have had some sort of like maybe a girlfriend here or
Yeah.
something, but I haven't seen anything. anything.
Yeah. Nah,
But I don't have a thing like I don't meet up with my friends during the day and play softball, or
no.
I'm not in those mixes. It's just I want to go to this sex dungeon. The co-check girl says she's gonna crush on you. You can't wear Crocs though because you'll get cum on your toes.
Now with monkeypox, I mean,
Everybody tries to
sex
fix me up with the
dungeons gotta
biggest
be-
disaster they can find. Because
She's
they
really
can't
nice.
do it. Pardon me?
but she's really nice.
Oh, no. They know that if they say that, they know it's really bad.
Yeah.
That means she's super bipolar.
Nah, I think fucking cell phones and social media is fucked up dating too, because it's like nobody knows how to directly communicate anymore. Simple as just like, hey, I don't like you. All right, cool. See you later.
I know. I had those situations where I'm like, this combativeness is unnecessary. We don't have any, we're not locked together. We don't have a child. We don't own anything together. We don't even live in the same building. And this is not a good way to spend your day.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
So, bye-bye. And then they just stand there, but they're into the combat art of the relationship.
I feel like they need something to bitch about on social media, so they like try to create situations where it's like,
Yeah, and then they bring it into the relationship because you don't fortify their bullshit. It gets squirrely. Is that like a brass band playing?
Yeah. I think a lot of it too is they just have like, these motivational quotes that are just stored up in their phone and posts. So they're like, we get in an argument today, so I can post an RL sign fucking quote about
I do love when
he didn't appreciate what he had.
yeah, the memes follow the conversation rather than be honest with the person.
Yeah.
They have to put coded messages up about how they're feeling. Wild.
Now, to be fair, I do like crazy women, so it is kind of my fault as well.
I think more to be challenged. Crazy is a different thing. That's
Yeah.
a girl who stands over you with a knife in her teeth while she pisses in a shot glass. And then when the alarm goes off, she throws it in your face. Never happened?
No, not yet. Some people call that crazy.
Like I said, I moved to Austin.
I call that invested.
I'll take you to a spot. It's called the horse saddle.
Horse saddle?
No. I watched a really cool hawk sit on one of these branches. I couldn't figure out why all the animals were going insane. And as I passed through the branches, just this hawk and all the wildlife, all the squirrels, everyone's just screaming.
That's what I do love about down here. Like even just at my house, I got like tree frogs, toads, lizards,
Yeah.
birds, fucking
Cranes, turtles, ducks,
yeah, great.
a few different types of. The insects aren't too bad.
Nah, mosquitoes kind of suck down here. They're like the ones that
Just
hurt.
college girls on surfboards, just all the time. They just float down the river. I heard the guy
Buying
that runs
sunscreen.
the paddleboard store, he puts all the paddleboards on top of each other, pours hot water through them, and drinks all the girl piss off the top of the board. Oh.
So he's missing an opportunity there because he could bottle that and sell it on fucking OnlyFans.
A little behind the ears.
Yeah.
Smell number 5.
Pheromones.
Have you been out of Texas since you moved here?
No.
Like, have you taken your magic beans to your hometown and got on stage and said, wow, yeah, I'm doing this now?
Nah, I haven't been home and I went home for like 2 weeks before I drove down here.
Okay.
That's the last time I did.
Nice.
But first I traveled, did a show up in the DFW area and then down in San Antonio.
San Antonio is an interesting place.
It is. I went to AIT there when I was in the Army, so it was kind of wild to be back down there almost 20 years later.
Well, I've been moving it down my bucket list. I'm not dead set on it, but that sheepdog training that they offer out here, those programs, I think I do need to do a few other things in prepping. to get to so that I don't look the fool, you know, with the jargon and the conversations, and take on a rigorous workout program and stuff, get a cardio and so on, and try and get into some sort of combative tactical training. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think everybody should do that shit. Like, especially nowadays.
You just totally. You know, as you know, like Scandinavia, I know in Norway for sure it's mandatory year in the military.
Yeah.
I did a gig in Stavanger on a military base, and they gave me a really nice engraved knife, hunting knife. It was really nice. So sharp. Probably the sharpest knife I ever had in my hand.
Yeah, I always get conflicted with that. I think people in America should do at least 1 year of service something. But I also don't like the government forcing that shit on people, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think they should give you a choice in some sort of Olympic athletic program or a military, anything that's going to represent the country in either science, education, or a program there's just some genetic freaks that you can't ignore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you may as well buy in on this kid now, give him all the money in the world and education, and make an astronaut or whatever, right? Or get a psycho. Well, I guess. Yeah, I think they should go to the prison system that you can get your sentence shortened by being active.
Yeah. Get some of those guys in the UFC and shit.
Yeah, isn't one of those UFC guys' son was molested or something and
yeah,
killed the guy?
him, yeah. They fucking tried pressing charges against him. I think they did press charges against him.
Yeah, I think he's in jail. Joe said something.
Let that one slide.
No, it was just that I went and saw his show at the Vulcan, and there was a big poster on the wall, no recordings or anything. I don't want to spill any of the beans. I'm excited. I saw it. It's great. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, no, his hour, I've seen it a bunch of times. It's fucking great.
Yeah, he's been polishing that for a couple of years now, so it's perfect timing with the new club, and he's been busier than ever. The butterfly effect of having a safe place to do comedy, it's like, honestly, like, you really, I don't know if you thought about like, fuck, did I start too late? Is this gonna go anywhere? The ground couldn't be more fertile for what you're doing right now. There is no other place. You just saved yourself from having to go to New York and LA. So let me explain. You just saved yourself 250 grand and 6 ulcers.
Yeah.
Okay? And beat 1 assault charge. That's what so whenever you're bummed out about how shitty this coffee shop is on a Wednesday at 6 p.m., you just saved almost $300,000. And you would be in the same spot as you are right now.
Yeah. I'm glad I moved down here. I was thinking about LA or New York, and I don't like LA. And
no, you wouldn't.
I grew up 45 minutes outside New York, so it's like,
yeah, you know,
really want to go back. Yeah. Eventually, maybe, but
yeah, when they sign you to something, and they go, yeah, because look at your $7,000 a month apartment. Is not like, do I want a vacation every year for 10 years, or do I want to live in New York with 3 roommates?
Exactly.
When first of all, Texas on the map, perfect. You can go that way, or you can go that way.
Yep. Nice.
LA, New York, and it's literally in the middle of the country at the bottom. The flights are under 6 hours. What's a flight to New York? 4?
Yeah, probably 4.
4 hours? That's like a shitty bus ride.
Yeah, I've driven further than that for way less.
Yeah. That's another thing too, is because of that coast, there's more comedy clubs closer together.
Yeah, I'd like to get up there and do like that New York, Boston kind of.
Yeah, there's my buddies have Tiff's Comedy Club in New Jersey.
Okay.
I'll put you in touch with them. Sam Tripoli does the Comedy Dojo out of there. It's one of the kind of LA affiliates, I guess. But those guys are super big comedy fans. They have all the unwanted riffraff come through there. They're a good time. But
that's why I want to go back to do it in New Jersey, because, like, New Jersey being an asshole is kind of a badge of honor. So it's like,
you have to survive.
yeah.
Or
So
you get rolled over by women.
Oh yeah, 100%. Crazy Italian broad. It's fucking.
Fuck. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, and it was rough. The girls were so manicured with hairspray. But this is 1986
Yeah.
Italian girls.
I love
Look
that.
like a Salt and Pepper concert.
Driving an IROC Z.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, they throw eggs at us on our skateboards. Zach, where can people find you?
You guys can find me Instagram, Zgalls, ZGALLS. It's really about it right now. I'm on Facebook too, but I hate it.
And on a future episode of Kill Tony at some point, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get back up on there again. Now that I actually have like some polished minutes that I can do.
Yeah.
The last 3 I was on, I just kind of
Floundered?
I did okay, but
Yeah.
nothing I was like proud of. And
Well, you can always redeem yourself in the conversation.
yeah,
Those people we were talking about who didn't realize that Tony was going to talk to them, even though they been to 150 shows. Thanks for watching, everybody.
He's just a roustabout, shifting from town to town. No job can hold him down. He's just a knockaround.